We have preserved a lot of what I would call the treasures in a school.
There's been a whole host of innovations that have happened because the community stepped up.
We want our students to be college and career ready. When they get there, they should hit the ground running.
At long last, it seems like we're finally done playing defense, and now we can actually do our real job, which is to make these schools better.
I see this as the best opportunity we've had in the past few years.
That's what La Cañada is going to stand for now, is not being number 2, but being this school of distinction.
Is this a picture or video?
It's a video. Oh, there you
go. 2009-2010 school year, the first thing I did was ask the simple question, how bad is it? And it turned out the answer was very bad.
So we get a per-student grant from the state that provides for us the bulk of our funding. But we have our programs that are adding up to $38 million in expenses, and there's a gap of anywhere between $4 and $6 million that we are looking to make up.
La Cañada Public Schools receive much less per student than practically any other open enrollment public school district in the state of California.
We filled those gaps largely in terms of our support providers.
The Educational Foundation raises money from donations from parents, families, and from local businesses.
Starting the 2009-2010 school year, everybody came together.
Our board, my predecessors, had been very prudent in their stewardship of our finances and created a reserve that was enough to sustain us through that time without having to go through some of the dramatic cuts that many of our neighboring school districts had to do.
Our goal has always been to keep the cuts away from the classroom.
It was deferred maintenance and some of the capital improvement programs, as well as our technological infrastructure, that started to fall behind.
Now the parcel tax has passed, and there's an opportunity to take all this money that's being donated now and make things better, paying for Spanish in elementary school.
We were able to keep art and music and drama in the elementary schools.
Every one of our enrichment programs dovetails back into what the students are learning in the curriculum at every grade level.
And what they learn in the art class, they turn around and apply it on maybe a missions project in 4th grade or American history in 5th grade.
The 50 nifty United States from the 13 original colonies.
I've come from many other districts that have done away with those programs years ago and have no plans to restore them. I can't imagine our school without these pieces to go beyond what every other kid gets in the state.
You know, elementary schools don't have counselors, and we have.
When we talk about serving the whole child, I don't know how you do that if you don't have somebody who's intentionally planned out their day to serve the needs of our kids socially and emotionally.
I want every student to feel like there's more than one adult on campus who knows them well and is able to be there for them, and that they have a relationship with.
Our college counselors are doing the work that you don't find in other schools.
Our kids are going to the top universities, and they're being able to be very selective as to where they go.
My name is Garrett Schlager, and I'm going to the University of Massachusetts at Amherst.
I'm Michael, I'm going to Michigan State. Go Spartans.
Having lower class sizes is always going to help.
There is so much more attention that a child could get if they were in a class of, say, of 25 rather than it being in a class of 36.
I know the teachers would be overjoyed because they could really conference with students about their writing, about their reading, and their math every single day.
So I think part of our growth is going to be coming from reaching some of those students who have not been as well addressed before because we didn't have the abilities to do so.
We can't keep separating technology and instruction. This is here to stay.
We did a tremendous project that provided us to have Wi-Fi on all of our campuses.
We've created a whole new wing in the mezzanine of the IRC. We have the iMac lab, created iPad labs at all the elementary sites.
The iMac lab has been outstanding for our students.
It's my new favorite thing. This is actually really fun.
Instead of it being teacher-centered learning, it's now student-centered learning.
It's teachers working as coaches, as mentors, guiding students, and students are wanting to explore and learn more because they have this new tool in their hands and they really can use it to be creative.
Where he's digging, trying to dig up gold.
They want to come to school and learn. It's become just that much more exciting.
We're going to be helping to fund a new class in computer coding at the middle school.
When I was at Google for a conference, they said that 60% of our students aren't going to go for jobs that exist today. So what we need to do is, what skills can we anticipate they're going to need for the future? And all of that revolves around technology.
We're also helping support an effort to add one more janitor to each site because our sites have been neglected.
That's been something that suffered, and it's really starting to become apparent to all of us. We need to maintain our campus facilities. Our high school is 50 years old.
And here we're providing this quality education, and you go into a classroom and the carpeting is worn and the windows need replacement, and we have a stadium that will not be safe past 2016, and a swimming pool that at one point the health department had to shut down for repair.
At the heart of La Cañada, you'll find the schools. If the schools don't thrive, not only do our kids not thrive, but neither do our property values, neither do our commercial businesses. La Cañada is attractive to people because it is a community. Nobody comes to La Cañada because of the exciting nightlife. We moved to La Cañada because of the schools. We moved to La Cañada because of that sense of community. We would like it if the state funded us sufficiently and we could just all send our kids to public school and know that our property taxes were paying for that. But the reality is that's not the case.
I think the key from a community standpoint is that all families give.
I'm very proud of the fact that we ask less, frankly, than what most high-performing public school districts ask.
So I find the pot of gold. So what I would do is overhaul the computer labs.
We can reduce class sizes in 4 to 6.
Custodians.
New turf fields.
Technology.
Robotics.
What else besides Spanish can we do?
New performing arts center.
The top quality personnel.
And that's why we're asking this, not because we like collecting money. We don't like asking for it any more than people like giving it, but we know that it's being put to amazing use for our kids.
These students are bright enough to compete with any students across the United States or the world for that fact. But we have to give them the opportunity to compete on the same playing field.
I want our campuses to shine. I want them to be places where you walk onto them and you feel the electricity of thinking, so that the learning is palpable and everybody is engaged. And once you have that, there's no stopping us.